This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joins me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
Pal.
Friend.
Pal.
What's up?
Fucking greatest movie ever.
Well, if you're new here, then welcome. If you're a returning listener, welcome. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as bonus episodes every other weekend. We did Alien Earth last week, and as promised, here we are now to talk about Predator Badlands. It's the Alien versus Predator double bill that doesn't feature aliens and predators in each other's movies or TV series. But
it is the more successful crossover.
It is, yeah. We'll get into that now in a minute. But before we get into Predator Badlands, Brian, you normally do a trailer of the week for us. Have you got a trailer of the week?
I do have a trailer for the week.
Do tell us.
I do tell you. Michael.
Yeah, great trailer. I'll be honest with you, I watched it. I was excited for it. I was under the impression that the story was going to follow his younger years within the Jackson 5. I didn't think that we would get a full-fledged movie kind of his later, or not later career, but his most prominent time.
Are you talking about his smooth criminal days and black and white days?
Yeah, like I wasn't expecting what the trailer appears to be, that section of his life. I wasn't expecting that to be the main focus. I thought that we would be getting a lot about his younger life and him in the Jackson 5 and his relationship with his siblings and his father.
That is what we're getting. In fact, there's so much footage of this movie that was filmed. Of course, there was the legal issues in relation to them including a family that should not have been included because all those years ago papers were signed that they were not to be portrayed in any form of media, and up-de-doodle 20 years later, let's say, they included them. So the Jackson estate are paying for reshoots, and so they had to change the core of the finale of the movie, still while having so much footage that they're toying with the idea of making it into two movies.
That's what I thought we were getting. I thought we were going to get this film as the second film. Now obviously we haven't seen it yet, but the way that this trailer showcases the footage of the film, it's all his, where he rose to stardom, where he became Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror.
My understanding is that this movie is going to feature towards the third act the making of Thriller. I don't know if it's going to delve into the time of his life where he got the surgery to change his appearance.
I don't
if that
think so.
is what he did. Because there's also theories or discussions that no, it's just a condition with his
That's what he said, yeah, he never
pigmentation.
Never admitted to it. But it'll be interesting to see. It looks like it's a good biopic.
It's a fucking fantastic teaser. It incorporated like 3 or 4 different songs of his, and mixed it together so well with the editing.
Shows off a lot of the iconography of the Michael Jackson.
A quick shot of Beat It, or another song with the lyrics on it. Quincy Jones, that was him who was narrating the trailer.
Okay, yeah,
and it's a good trailer to tease that this is going to be the biggest pop star biopic.
Yeah,
what it's going to exceed Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, this is the movie for the King of Pop.
Yeah. Like when you think musician, Michael Jackson's got to be up there as one of them.
Yeah.
So
the only thing that I didn't like about the trailer was his voice. That I think that even though, yes, I do know that that's how Michael Jackson sounded, he did have a very high register speaking voice.
Yeah.
That
high registered speaking voice. I gotta fucking save that one for future.
It sounds almost parody like in the trailer.
Okay. But maybe in the context of the movie, maybe you'll feel different.
Yeah, maybe. And I hope so, because I don't want to be watching this and feel as though I'm watching a piss take or something like that. I do want to just fully enjoy the movie as it is. But
it's his nephew playing him, so...
It's his nephew, Jafar Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. It's one that I'm looking forward to. The trailer itself definitely propelled it up my most anticipated list for next year.
And it's directed by Anton Fuqua.
And what would I know them from?
Training Day, The Magnificent Seven, probably all 3 Equalizer films, and a few other action flicks.
Okay. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But we're not here today to talk about Michael.
Boy, are we fucking not.
We're here to talk about another Predator instead.
Oh! Oh no!
No, knee slap. That was good. That was good. I'm so glad you picked a Predator trailer for for the Predator movie.
No. Controversial topic.
Hey, I'm just bringing it. I'm not,
Whoa.
But yeah, we're
fucking subscribers just boosted a couple of mil there.
Yeah, we're talking about Predator Badlands.
Tell me your history with the Predator franchise.
I am not a Predator fan.
Why?
I don't.
Why are you not a Predator
because
fan?
I don't think. I think that there's less good Predator movies than there are bad ones. I think that.
And did you think that before Prey even?
Yeah. Well, before Prey came along.
Yes.
There's a hard line in the sand for me, and it's before Prey and after Prey. Okay.
So
BP and AP.
So it's the entire Predator franchise.
Yeah.
On one side and the other side, Dan Trachtenberg.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, it's BD and AD, which is before Dan, after Dan.
Okay.
And I can confidently say I do not like Predator, Predator 2, Predators, or The Predator. I like the idea. I've always said I really like the idea of the Predator. I like the character of the Predator, but I don't think there's any good Predator movies. Now, like I say, there's before Dan and after Dan. So once Prey came out and I watched that, I'm like, this is what I wanted. This is exactly the type of Predator movie that I wanted, and I'm so glad for this. I'm so glad that I can say, yes, I really like one Predator movie. Then we had Killer of Killers, and I'm like, yes, you built upon the idea of Prey, that you take the Predator and put him in all these historical situations and fights what we as a human race consider to be some of our best fighters or predators, historical warriors, I suppose.
Vikings, ninjas, samurais, and sure, throw them in the middle of World War II, have them fight a pilot.
Great. Building upon it, fantastic. So I'm really happy then to say, yes, there are two Predator movies that I really, really like. And now after Predator Badlands, I'm 3 for 3 that I think, yes, isn't it so good that we have 3 Predator movies that are great? And if Dan Trachtenberg keeps going the way he's going, I will like the Predator franchise, because there's 4 Predator movies I don't like and 3 that I really, really do like. So I like half the movies,
It feels like Dan Trachtenberg came into this franchise and just made a movie without effort. He didn't plan to resuscitate life into this IP.
No,
he just came in to do Prey because he had an idea.
I want to make a Predator movie. It's not like we're gonna kickstart and rejuvenate and revitalize this franchise, and we're gonna make a movie every year, and we are gonna cross over with the aliens again and all this. It doesn't feel like
that was never the plan. That was never a notion, and he was throwing the money because it was going to be dumped on Disney Plus, and now look how successful he's become.
You know who it feels like? Zach Krieger. The way that he has recently said, yeah, I've got an idea for a Resident Evil film.
Yeah.
And we're getting a Resident Evil film from him. Like that's not I want to, start this franchise. He just wants to make one movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's great. That's what these franchises maybe, like some franchises should be that. If someone has a great idea, just come along, make it. We don't have to have this interconnected universe of these. But Dan Trachtenberg thankfully made Prey. He had the great idea. The studio, retroactively, I suppose, because we can talk a little bit about the fact that they didn't have any faith in it at all for some reason, and it was shoveled onto Disney Plus without any fanfare or promotion, really. It was just on Disney Plus one day, and everyone was like, whoa, did you see the new Predator film? And I was like, there's a new Predator film? What are you talking about? And then since then, I think Prey is nearly hailed as the best. I think a lot of people hold still the original in such high regard because they go, oh, well, it's the original, it has to be the best.
Yeah.
But Prey, for me, is the best.
Kickstart Amber Mythhunter's career as well.
Yeah. And I hope to see her again, considering the post-credit scene from Killer of Killers. So there is the opportunity for her to be there again. But I would have said up until now.
Oh, I was about to say something.
Yeah, well, too bad. I would have said up until Prey, the Predator was a dead franchise. It wasn't something that, had they announced, we're doing another Predator movie, I wouldn't have been excited about it.
Yes.
And, I mean, when you consider there's 4 Predator movies before Prey, and all 4 of them taking place, like 10 years apart nearly. Like if I go and look up what the actual release dates for them are, if you can bear with me only a moment, Brian.
I'll give you but a moment.
The first film is 1987. The next one is 1990. Then we have Predators in 2010. And then The Predator in 2018. So you're talking the first one, then 3 years later a sequel. Then 20 years later a sequel. And then 8 years later a sequel to that. So 4 movies over 40 years. It's not an active franchise. It's not something that people are clamoring for. Now, yes, I do remember that we had Alien versus Predator.
Those are separate.
But they're not standalone Predator movies, you know. So
No.
so I would have considered
Those are failures.
Yeah, I would consider The Predator a failed franchise. When Shane Black's film came out, I was like, yeah, I would be surprised to see another Predator movie in my lifetime.
Oh, how it's good to be in the future.
Yeah.
David, for me, I loved Predator because I got to see these macho men capable of killing me with your bare hands, carrying these god-sized like weapons and guns in the jungle, facing off a threat, the Predator. Like, if these scary men are scared of this thing, you know, there's a whole theme about that. You can nearly get into a discussion as to why Predator is so great. For me, as a child, when I watched this, I always loved watching maybe the middle portion of it when the guys started dying one by one. I watched the whole movie start to finish, but my excitement kicked off when the first guy died, and then one by one the crew get picked off. And I realised this on the drive home from watching Badlands. The Predator franchise before Dan Trachtenberg was of its own formula, consistent one after the other. The first movie set in a jungle-like environment and throw in a platoon, a squad of members, face off this threat, right? Second movie, something similar, a little bit disjointed, in a city, not a jungle-like environment.
It's a concrete jungle.
It's a concrete jungle, but there is that element of the extra freedom to escape because it's not so isolated.
Yeah.
Hop on a plane, you're grand.
Yeah.
But they're fighting off cops, the police force, and rather than it be Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's Danny Glover. Yeah, Danny Glover. Cool. I always did like his character. And then we revert back to the formula of the first one.
Yeah.
With Predators. Adrian Brody of all people. Like, I was thinking to myself, why did he actually agree to star in this one?
Yeah, because he's not really a franchise guy.
No. So Predators return to the formula of dropping these soldier-like characters, predators in their own right, in a jungle-like environment, but to differentiate it, it's its own standalone movie, not a direct sequel, but references the original, and set on an alien planet. And after that, we get another Predator movie. Everyone was honing it. Yes, it's a return to home yet again because the actor from the first one, who's now a director, is directing this one, and it's got an all-new cast of soldier-like characters. Drop them in the middle of some sort of a jungle-like environment, and one by one they get picked off. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's literally the same formula across 4 movies. And after the red shirts are gone in classic deaths, you have the protagonists get shirtless and face off the Predator one-on-one, and they defeat the Predator. All failures.
Yeah.
Especially according to you, all failures. So what was going wrong? Why did these not work? I don't care. We're not here to talk about that. But what we are here to talk about is how Dan Trachtenberg changed the formula, evolved this IP, made it into something new to the point where it can be about a protagonist facing off this Predator near like one-on-one. And then he did his own little special presentation that is a near like Black Mirror or a Love, Death and Robots type of film in Killer of Killers, where you can do fucking nearly a TV series where each episode is an anthology and set at a different historical point of our existence, and a predator just so happens to drop by.
Yeah.
And then he further keeps a consistent formula of having a protagonist faced off a predator. Flip side is that the protagonist here is the same species of the fucking monster from the original. Who would have thought that when watching the original Predator, when it was released, that in 40 years' time, the next movie of this, the protagonist, the hero, the Arnold Schwarzenegger equivalent, is going to be the fucking monster.
Well,
That is so fucking unnatural. That is uncanny. That is something we are not accustomed to. It's such a barrier breaker.
I think it's you're right, it is a barrier breaker and it's breaking the formula, but while also following the formula. Because exactly what you're saying there, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers and all them in a jungle. They are predators in their own right.
Yeah.
And they are fighting off against the ultimate killing machine.
Yeah.
And what is this movie? This movie is taking a predator in its own right, what we've all come to know as the Predator, and put him in a jungle environment and go up against
A predator.
an alpha predator that he has no right to win against.
But that is consistent because the theme is in the name of the IP, Predator and Prey. But there's no commando squad. There's no group of characters where you get to know one by one. They get picked off in some unceremonious ways and some in awesome, sacrificial, cool ways. It's like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out like that. There's none of that in any of these Dan Trachtenberg movies. These are like near solo character adventures.
Yeah.
Badlands is different, of course, but that's its own thing, because even though the protagonist in Badlands is Dek, the predator, the Yatta, is that how you say? Yatta?
Yeah.
But the Billy name is Elle Fanning because she is the actress on screen.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think about it, this is the first Predator movie that doesn't feature any humans.
Yeah.
Because even though, we do have Elle Fanning and the villain, Elle Fanning, we're
Not her sister, by the way.
Not her sister.
Not Dakota Fanning.
The Predator is going up against Synths, which is like, I love it. I don't know about you. I love it. I love the fact that the Alien and the Predator franchise, which they were originally conceived to be completely independent franchises that have nothing to do with each other, can and have molded so well and fit together so well that having the Weyland-Yutani Corporation and Synths there feels completely natural. It doesn't feel as though this is like, whoa, what's going on? Why is all this happening? It just completely feels natural that these synths would exist within the world of the Predator, because they do. It's simple.
Do you think it's natural to accept that these synths from another franchise, it's acceptable to see that those characters are dropped here because of Alien versus Predator? Because of that Easter egg in Predator 2 of the xenomorph skull?
Yeah, because it just feels so natural.
It's established.
And
it's canon to our viewing experience.
There's nothing in any of the Alien movies or the Predator movies that contradict the fact that they could exist within the world. Because as we've seen, like in Alien Earth, there are other aliens. It's not just the xenomorph. There are other alien species and they go to multiple planets. So there's no reason why these two can't exist.
So that's what the synths here are doing, the Weyland-Yutani synths. They are doing exactly what the characters are doing in Alien Earth. They are going off-world from Earth to other distant planets in the galaxy, and they are seeking extraterrestrial life.
It could have been like the two worlds fit so well within each other that the synths that went to this planet to get the specimens could have very easily been a part of the team that went up to the ship that is the main ship in Alien Earth. Now that's not the case, but those two things, they fit so well that they could be the case.
But here's the fun part. By not acknowledging that they came from the same party, further grows the geography of its own existence. By making a movie set on a different planet where you put in two different type of characters that belong from two different separate IPs, you can look at one IP and think, yeah, I know where you come from. I recognize your gadgets and your clothing and your environments, all the tools you use, the machines, right? I recognize that for both the synths in Weyland-Yutani and for the Yatta, the Predator, and all his weapons and his appearance as well. But you do not need to know where and when from their respective IPs they came from. So you look at Weyland-Yutani. I am comfortable to never know what time period they come from the Alien franchise, because every Alien we get, we know what year it's set in. I don't need to know where
where in the timeline it
where
sits.
Thea and Tessa come from. They could be so far into the future to the point where human beings are starting to become a dying species.
Yeah.
You know, they've already established that they go off-world in Alien Romulus, so that exists. And with the Predator here, time is irrelevant with this character.
Yeah, because it feels as though the Predator can time travel. Like, because we see them in the Viking era, or we see them like in Killer of Killers, or with the samurai and stuff like that. It does feel like time travel, but no, it's not. It's just...
They're just a long-lasting species. They're here before humans, probably going to be here after humans.
Yeah.
What's even further great, breaking barriers yet again, is we spend what little of it time on their homeworld.
Yeah.
We get a fraction of that in Alien vs. Predator Requiem, and how they depicted that is something that maybe I don't think they would have done a good job had they continued that. What they did here felt more natural and acceptable. And even though it was quite limited in terms of the locations they went to on Yatu Prime and the sheer number of predators on screen, because there's fuck all. There's literally the Jack, his brother, his father, and other members of the clan, which is just at the end of the film.
Yeah.
Quite short in scale, cheaper to make, but I don't need more of it because I feel its existence.
Yeah.
I feel the geography. I feel like Jack comes from a clan that is probably outsiders in their own way, because look where they came from. They're in the middle of fucking Tatooine. They've got nothing. They're probably viewed as a chaotic clan, like how the Americans during the Wild West viewed Comanche Native Americans.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As violent creatures that will kill you upon sight, just like how this clan that comes from might be. Because Jack is a runt. He's the runt of the litter. He's not the traditional standard Yatu that we all expect to be.
Yeah.
First of all, right, he's attractive. Since when do predators look attractive? Well, when you make one the protagonist of your movie, you do have to meet us halfway.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, he doesn't have a receding hairline. He is cool looking, and he is very good at expressing his face with the help of the practical and CGI touch-ups. But they were willing to kill him off. That's how we get on board with him. His father ordered his brother to kill him, but we saw first how his brother cares for him and looks out for him.
Yeah.
And that what sets Jack on his mission. He is an outcast from his clan.
Yeah.
But just like how maybe his own clan is an outcast from the rest of the Yacha society.
Yeah. Well, I want to build on just a few things you've said there, because I don't want to let it go too far.
Shoot.
So what you said there about not being 100% sure where it falls on the timeline, I completely agree with you, because the Alien and Predator franchise and universe can be so expansive because it takes place in so many different time periods and so much of space.
Yes.
That you're absolutely right that you don't need to know exactly when this falls. What I do like, though, the little indication that we get is it does feel it is further in the future because of what were the two girls' names?
Thea and Tessa.
And Tessa. Tessa's interaction with Mother. Because anytime we've had an interaction with Mother, it's been through like the computer, and like it's all been on-screen analog dialogue. Whereas this time it was a digital and proper like futuristic stuff, and we had Mother speaking to the characters, so that was really interesting.
Giving orders as if it was the decision maker.
Yeah, so we get I think that kind of places it firmly in the far future. This maybe is the furthest thing we've seen in either of these franchises so far.
And that's completely fine.
That's completely fine, yeah. And I don't need to know exactly when it falls. I don't need to know an exact viewing order. Then what you said about the seeing a little bit of the community that their homeworld has.
The
Yacha, yeah. It kind of feels like the Dothraki in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
That it's all these different clans that could all be at war with each other, and in some circumstances they all come together for like, and the head of the clan, the head of each clan goes into the meeting or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. You're right, I didn't need to see them all sitting down to dinner and like them having an argument or anything like that. Just
if you want that, beg for a TV show.
Yeah.
you can get it through that, you know, just like how James Gunn once said he's thinking of doing a Paradise Lost on Amazonia.
Yeah,
right?
and we get the full inner workings of a society then.
Like how Game of Thrones was. He compared it literally to Game of Thrones. I don't want that in a movie released in the cinema.
No.
I want a Wonder Woman film.
You want, yeah.
But you can do that with a TV show.
Yeah, when you've got 10 hours to do it and explore the
Exactly.
dynamics and stuff. So, yeah, you don't need that. But you're right, it is very nice just to see, okay, there is a little bit of a... You get a sense that there is a community here, that they aren't just all individual beings that, even though that's what they say they are, like they don't hunt in packs or they're not a part of tribe or anything like that.
They're just big-headed and they're just like...
they're loners.
Yeah, they're sulking sours who... They'll take pride in dying to try to impress. Like, literally how Deck cuts his own hand. Say, I honour your presence, father.
Yeah.
He's doing that not only because he knows he's viewed as a weakling from his father, but that's definitely a common thing amongst his species. That they would nearly cut off their fucking arm just to
honour their father.
To honour their father,
Yeah.
to honour their fucking chieftain who makes an appearance.
And
If the king of their species were to visit their tribe, one would literally get on his knees and commit suicide.
yeah, the tribe leader would bring someone out for the king to kill.
Yes.
Like, simple as.
And they'll call it an honour.
Yeah, to die at the hand of the king or something like that. But then what you were saying there, the last thing before we can continue is we're on board with Deck straight away because he loses his brother and
Doesn't just lose him.
is killed by his father for protecting Deck. But what I think is great about Deck is that you're right, he is the runt of the litter, and so he's seen as weak. But there's never an indication where we don't see Deck as that he's not capable, because he's constantly he is capable, and it's just the fact that he's smaller.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that he is the runt of the litter, that he's not as big as some of the other predators, and like with the initial fight with his brother, like he holds his own. He's never really on the back foot at all. Like they are like fighting each other as best to the best of his abilities, or it's never his lack of trying or anything like that. Like he genuinely wants to be part of this great heritage that he has, and he wants to get his cloak, and it doesn't feel like it's ever him, oh no, I need to embrace the lifestyle of the predator, I need to do this, or that he has a change of heart or anything like that. He's very much like committed to it from day one.
Yeah.
And it's not until later and he learns a different way of being a predator. Like he still is the predator, or he still wants to become that, but he just goes about it a slightly different way.
It's just funny on that part how he's viewed as a runt of the litter because he's smaller in size, therefore he's not as strong as the other ones. That's like how the most evil Nazi fascist viewed a wheelchair user who may also be Jewish.
Yeah, that their life is worth less because of their disability.
And it could be a form of multiple different things. But just because we, as humans, view Deck as, oh, the only problem with him is that he's small. Problem because I said that off the cuff of my mouth. But a problem to the father and to the rest of the predator species, it's like, Jesus, we should have put you out of your misery the day you were born. You know, like it's a shame on us to let you live this long.
Yeah, it reflects badly on us that you're like this. Yeah,
but then when the fact of reality is he's just not tall.
Yeah, he's not been a failure. He's not been, causing shame on the family for any of his actions. It's literally who he is.
One thing I thought when he crash landed onto,
I don't know the name.
Gemma?
Yeah, sure.
Genna?
Let's go with that. Yeah, I don't know.
Gamma. First of all, I love that lingering shot where he just holds in his anger and then he lets out a roar because he lost his brother.
This is the first time he's had a moment, because when the ship does take off after his brother dies, he's knocked out, and so he comes to and this is the first moment of him actually kind of being just there with his thoughts and kind of actually being able to grapple with what happened. And it's a nice kind of characterization moment where he does have a moment to react.
And his reactions, his expressions are as aggressive and vicious as we know the predator species to be, with their roars and their scary little fangs when they screech. And then, to continue on what you said, that he does hold his own. He can fight. he can defeat what forces come his way, right? But what I recall telling myself when he was fighting those little like tree
Divine things,
divines, which is great. It's an interesting character, right?
Yeah.
Right. When he was fighting them off, I was thinking to myself, "You're struggling here, pal." I feel like if the original Predator that fought Arnold Schwarzenegger was here, he would be able to take these things out without effort.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that comes down to how the original Predator wouldn't have been caught in a situation where he had to crash land, and he also has his cloak. Like any of the other Predators have an opportunity to do recon, and they are the Predator. And obviously in this one now, Deck is the prey. Like he is there to become the Predator, but he's the prey.
I fucking love the play on words between Predator and prey, and who is the Predator and who is the prey. Not just in the name of the movies and the description of the characters, but how the fucking marketing did it as well. Like, I just think it's so it's creatively rewarded.
Yeah,
I think.
But he is caught on the back foot in that initial scene, and I think that if any of the other Predators that we had been introduced to were in the same situation where they fell from their ship and had very minimal armor or anything like that, they would also they would have to put up a fight, but they would also struggle a bit.
Yeah, fair enough, because I do recall that after fighting off those vines, Deck lost near everything off.
Oh yeah, he's taking stock of what he has.
Yeah, and he
loses it all.
He loses all the stock. All he has left is the sword.
Yeah.
And he escapes from the vines and then stands upon the cliff. And this is like one of definitely 10 different moments where Deck is standing tall on top of a victory of sort. And I'm like, that's a screenshot. I said to myself, that's a poster 10 different times throughout this movie, because fuck me, man, the cinematography, the placement of the camera and the blocking and positionings of the camera, the characters on screen is just so cool looking.
I thought that myself, and there was a few instances where and
then that's when the title came in.
I thought the title was very funny because it was 20th Century Fox presents Predator
it's
Badlands.
It's a copyright
logo underneath it. It was just like just say Predator Badlands. Yeah, that would that took me out of it.
I feel like we're getting into an era now where it's quite common to watch a movie and you could be like 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 25 minutes, pushing half an hour, and then all of a sudden, bam, the title of the movie comes in.
Sometimes the movie wants to remind you that you're watching a movie.
Yeah,
like what was the one? Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
when the title came up for that, and you're like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a good moment."
But it's not just how it presents; it's also just how late it appears.
That it's later in it. Yeah,
there's another one. This year was The Long Walk.
Yeah. After the first
victim.
Yeah, that was quite long into it. Actually, you're right. Yeah.
Another one that was very, very long into it was a Disney Plus or Hulu direct release called Fresh, which
Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar-Jones.
That's the one.
Yeah,
we're like definitely half an hour in until the title comes in.
But what you were saying there about the cinematography of it, there was a few times where Deck and Thea they were walking along, and I was like, this feels like Lord of the Rings. Like their journey and some of the shots of the landscapes, and I was like, this is beautiful. This is a great shot. This feels like two characters on a journey together, and I genuinely did think this is giving me Lord of the Rings vibes.
New Zealand.
Yeah, I knew it. I just knew it. I knew it. It had to be.
The actor who plays Deck, Demetrius, two other hyphen names that I can't pronounce. He's New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him. I've only seen him.
This is his prominent role, just like how that other actor who played Noah in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, that's his breakout role.
Yeah.
Except they're heavily disguised.
Yeah.
Because that's the characters they play. You know,
even in the some of the promotional material, like of them doing interviews and stuff like that, I've seen him just in the Predator makeup. Like he's almost doing it in Predator makeup.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen him a lot of like how he is.
Okay, I must look him up to see if
I think, I don't know how accurate this is, but Dan Trachtenberg said that he casted this actor, Demetrius, because of how physically able he was to pull off the stunts.
Yeah.
Like he outdone everyone else in competing for the role. And he's got the fucking height and the physicality as well.
Isn't it funny how in the Predator culture it's like, oh, this is the runt of the litter, probably still 7 foot tall, like would tower over us completely and would be a humongous monster compared to us.
It's interesting that they casted him to play Deck as opposed to maybe casting the actor who played the Native American predator in Prey. I just thought it was interesting. Like, you had someone at your disposal. Any reason why you didn't cast him for this one? But I feel like when I look at the actor, Demetrius, I'm thinking, you're Deck. You are the main character of this movie.
I have to look him up now. But you mentioned it there. I didn't want to let it go. Some of the monster design I thought was fabulous.
They were not joking or being surface level up front about it when they said, this planet, everything you encounter will try to kill you.
Yeah.
The vines, the spiked glass, the little monkey thing that was somewhat of a threat maybe at first, just to compete for food, because the food is another threat. This like avatar looking thing that chased Jake Sully at one point. And then this next thing in the fucking trees with the I don't even know what to describe it. And when that was chasing the little monkey through the trees, I felt the weight of it in IMAX coming over, getting close, and Deck was trying to take it out with the tree. And then there's these little slug things that Thea said, oh, they just want to eat, they're hungry. But
they felt just as much of a threat as anything else.
They could.
I mean, we see later on that they are.
They are very much a threat. They spit acid. That's acid.
The director, I saw him on a red carpet, Dan Trachtenberg, and he said that he's a big video game guy, and he got a lot of inspiration from Monster World. Which is not, or Monster Hunter, I think it maybe is called Monster Hunter. I've not played it, but when I was watching the film and I saw all these monsters coming, I was like, yeah, okay, this wasn't a half-arsed job of like, yeah, whatever, just like some kind of monster or anything like that. Like, everything felt as though it was clearly defined as to what it was. You're not going to mix up any of these species or anything like that, and everything poses as much of a threat as possible to any character.
Down to the fucking plants.
Down to the plants, yeah. Even the little slugs that he picks up, the exploding slugs, or the regenerative plants that immobilize them or paralyze them, and then immediately spawn back. They grow back again. They felt like a video game.
And the flying little creature in the sky that used the plants as a tool to paralyze its victims.
Or the razor grass. Yeah,
that was very creative, I thought.
Yeah.
And then there's
it feels like a living, breathing world.
And then
when you're
watching the wide shots of the landscape, you can try and spot a monster lurking
there's monsters
in the
like
background,
hiding under the cliffs and stuff like that. And like there was one where when they were walking away the following morning after they sat around the campfire or whatever, and it was just a huge landscape shot, and there was a monster that was like under the cliff, and it like reached out and grabbed a bird and ate the bird, and I was like, this is just like, and it just is one shot, like that's not part of the plot, that's not anything, it's just like in the background.
How much did that cost?
I don't know. It's
just these little nuggets to remind you that this is a living, breathing world where its inhabitants, a multitude of different species, is out there to kill you. Even
this world isn't going to stop just because the predator landed on it. It's just, this is what's happening day to day.
There's even birds flying in the background that are catching their own little species of prey.
Everything has a predator. Everything
has a predator, and every encounter Deck faces feels earned. Right up to what's the name of the thing he's looking for? Cahill, Caskill, Cottle. Kalisk.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Kalisk. Every monster, every predator Deck faces off and defeats up until facing the Kalisk. It feels earned.
Yeah. But like I was saying earlier, it doesn't feel as though he's incompetent in any of those fights. The only issues that he has in those fights is, he's a bit smaller, and he doesn't have any equipment that any of the other predators have.
And he's a backpack.
And he's got a backpack to deal with. And I do, there was one little thing that I was thinking beforehand. I was like, how are they going to explain... Elle Fanning is going to be speaking English. I just know it. But how are they going to explain why she's speaking English when the predator will be probably speaking in his own language? And when he stumbles upon her and she just does this like little rebooting thing and then goes, I've switched to universal translation, so everyone will hear exactly what their own tongue is. And it's just this little moment where to the predator, he is hearing her speak in his language.
Yeah.
But to us as the audience, we are hearing her speak in our language. So it's like it's a small little like that they didn't need to do. They didn't need to, well, not that they didn't need to do it, but it's a nice little touch that, I've switched to universal translation, so whoever hears me, and it's like a fourth wall break to us, the audience, but without breaking the fourth wall.
Do you know, Captain Marvel did that in like one scene when she crash landed to Earth. Is my universal translator working okay?
Yeah.
They put that in that movie, but any other MCU film that features aliens speaking English, our language, they don't acknowledge it. So it feels
Quill,
it feels less earned.
Peter Quill does have one.
Does he?
Yeah, and I think that it's not expressly said.
Okay.
But it's visible in it, and I think that the other Guardians then also have one.
Okay, but then Thanos and his black children, and
everyone just speaks English. That everyone in the universe speaks English.
The thing about the MCU having a multitude of species that's not from Earth speaking the same language, the sheer scale of them compared to this little one indie movie here between these two characters, it feels more earned here.
Yeah. I just liked it really as a moment.
I like the acknowledgement, and I like the introduction as well, because they did not pull away the fact that Elfan is not human.
No, and even the Predator, or Deck himself, says, I could use you, you're like a tool. And he justifies it himself.
And do you know what's great about that? It's not ammunition to the die-hard Predator fans who say, a Predator will never have a companion on his hunt. Well, he acknowledges it's a tool, just like his weapons. So that's great. And I like how, first of all, he picks her up. She reaches for him to, can I get a hand?
Yeah.
And he picks her up by the fucking collar and raising her up high. Like another great image to screenshot, like a poster, which her entire bottom half, her legs are gone, all right? And it's just further establishing, she's an android, and this little dialogue she speaks to Deck, what she says, I come from a team of synths who have a base on this planet because humans are incapable of traveling long distances in outer space, and they have fragile lives. And when she reached to the end of that sentence, her eyes started to glitch and flicker, to the point where you are a half malfunctioning robot.
Yeah, they did a little thing with her voice as well.
Sometimes,
but they didn't stay consistent with that. I would have liked it to happen a little bit more often, because once they got to that campfire scene, it didn't happen again after that. And I just would have liked to see a little bit more commitment to that. Even if it was just to when she got to her base and found her legs. If they had fixed it there, then I would have been like, okay, she's on the mend.
I just do like the otherworldliness of her character to showcase she looks human, but she's not human. Furthermore, her bubbly personality.
I liked the fact that we had Elle Fanning play both Thea and Tessa, because we got, like we were saying last week about, like, you're not really sure what a synth is going to be. Is it going to be a nice synth that really gets on with humans, or is it going to be the cold calculating machine? And I feel like we got that in both. We got the best of both worlds, because when she played Thea, when she was on her journey with Deck, she was the comic relief. She was the bubbly personality that gets on with everybody.
The montage of them trekking the forest and up the mountains,
asking questions,
it's just one thing after another, right? Asking a multitude of questions that I'm sure someone on planet Earth would have taught this. When you chew your food, do you use your outer fangs or your inside teeth? Or questions like,
she's like the ultimate Predator fanboy that wants all these questions answered.
She's saying a whole bunch of things.
Have you ever met a xenomorph? Like, she doesn't ask that, but she,
But it's an example of the things. Like, I can't remember anything else she said, but she's constantly talking. Do you know what she is? I'll tell you what she fucking is. She's Donkey to Deck Shrek.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It.
That is 100%
you nearly
correct.
Could play that song.
That is a nice boulder.
You can nearly play that song. I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's a great editor. That whoever, if we've an editor out there, please edit Deck and Elle Fanning's journey to On My Way. That would be so much fun. Absolutely.
But it got to the point where he's just carrying her like you would a duffel bag, and to the point where he's carrying her on his back like a backpack, and then he's walking, and then he's running because he's using her as a shield because these little slugs are shooting things at her.
I mean, he treats her like a tool.
A tool.
He doesn't
yeah.
treat her like a human. Like, he throws her up over a cliff before he jumps up himself.
But he does throw her off a cliff. But wow, I've never been thrown over a cliff before. That was so thrilling.
Yeah, she's not. There's no badness in her at all. Or there's no taking it as an insult.
So good natured.
Yeah.
Like who could she be compared to? Like
I think
Mantis.
Yeah, that's actually a good
Mantis
comparison.
from Guardians.
Yeah.
That's one example. But like even to the point where Deck starts to showcase some care for her before he considers her a partner, a friend, while he still considers her as a tool.
Yeah.
Using her because when he's competing with that monkey looking creature, Bud. An inclusion in this movie I did not expect. I did not know we were going to get, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I liked it too,
but I'm glad that it wasn't there the entire time.
It wasn't.
If we had two, because it felt like Bud was definitely a comic relief character. He's like the Baby Yoda almost.
Yeah.
And I was like, if we're gonna have two comic relief characters the entire way through, that's gonna be too much, because at the end of the day, it is a Predator movie, and there were some lighthearted moments to break some of the tension, or to break some of the action. Not even break the tension, but break the action up a little bit.
The first one, when he picks up the slug and he sees that it starts to form orange and swell up, and he fires away and it blows up, and he looks at, and the shot goes back to him, and he shrugs. So we knew he was going to come back, and that was a funny moment. But
good. It was good to have those little breaths of fresh air within it. But had there been two comedic characters throughout the whole story, I would have been like, oh no, that would have been too much. So the amount that we got of Bud was the perfect amount.
Well, but yeah, it was good. Like, it's not as if they Jar Jar binks Bud,
absolutely.
because Jar Jar was there throughout, to the point where Jar Jar was a savior. No,
my favorite, I don't know about you, but my favorite little comic moment is just a little breath of fresh air when Deck is fighting the Calyx, and he gets thrown through the window when Thea is reattaching her legs, and he goes in through, and she completely separates again. She's like, oh come on, like, it was just funny. And I wasn't expecting it at all. I was like, that as soon as it happened, I'm like, why didn't I see that coming? Like, this, it makes sense to have that she won't have her legs back.
That's it. And that would be the running joke, right? That throughout the whole movie it would be like a side gag that she's trying to get back to her legs just for the sake of convenience. And then she gets so close to getting them, and then just ripped away from her again.
It's kind of like nearly the Bumblebee in the Transformers movies, who's like always trying to get his voice back. And then eventually when he does get his voice back, like, if we ever see her again, she'll be in some situation where she's lost her legs again.
That's it. If we ever see Elle Fanning's character again, Thea, she has to lose her legs. Because that's how we are introduced to her. That's how we know her. Seeing her with legs feels a little bit too independent. I like this differently abled, poorly capable bodied, yet more clever enough beyond a human, because she's a synth, but at a disadvantage position.
I mean, like, we know that she's not a field agent. She says that she was there for the lab, and her sister, who's not her sister,
but is her sister. But is not her sister Dakota Fanning.
She was the field agent, and she had convinced her to bring her out, and it was on her first mission that she lost her legs. So it would make sense to have her be in a disadvantaged position in future installments. I think that would fit completely.
Oh man, we're jumping all over the place.
But I don't.
I know, because if we do that, then I forget to bring up something. Bud saves Deck and Thea, which was great to see that Bud can shred armored skin, because the blades of grass don't affect him. And then Deck, when he's saying you give up too easily, he goes to take out the monster, the predator that is chasing Bud, that has like the three little like slug like tentacles. He took it out because it's a predator and he wants to kill. But we know he's really doing it because Bud saved them, so he's gonna save Bud. And they're sitting at the campfire, and she's talking a mile a minute of how she enjoyed the rush of the adventure, the fun of swinging through the trees, and watching the aerobics of Deck trying to kill the fucking monster, and how they met a new friend, Bud, and she asks Deck what he liked about it, and the typical thing we'd all expect the brooding, hulking monster to say when he's on a quest to find the ultimate kill. My favourite part was when I stabbed it with my blade and its blood
dripped down my face. Yeah. the exact thing that you would expect it to say.
Yeah.
I enjoyed when it was over. I enjoyed the killing.
A funny moment that wasn't really funny is he offered food to Thea.
But not to Bud.
No, he was not going to offer food to Bud, but I like that she's looking out for Bud. And you know, when he left Bud, he took Thea and he left Bud, she didn't like that. And you can sometimes forget, yes, she is a synth, but she has feelings.
Yeah, and purposefully she was made to have feelings.
And she says that to Deck, but she didn't say all of why.
She told the truth, but it was half of the truth.
Yeah.
It's, you know, that they were, her and Tessa and Thea were designed and created to have feelings so that they could understand the creatures of the planet and use what they learn against them.
To exploit it.
To exploit the creatures on the planet. And she doesn't tell them that.
And it's almost like Thea didn't tell Deck that out of fear that, you know, she wouldn't be trusted, but probably because she doesn't want to.
She doesn't want to do that.
No.
She doesn't believe that she just wants to do the understanding part.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to exploit them. But
she's too good in nature.
Yeah, but Thea or Tessa does want to do that.
Oh,
that she is very much by the book. This is what I'm programmed to do. I'm completing the mission.
Yeah. Did you know that Elle Fanning was playing two characters in this movie?
No, I didn't. I watched the initial teaser and that was it. Because I knew I was going to see it. Like, I didn't know that she didn't have legs. Any of the promotional materials I saw was them. It was her on his back.
Yeah.
So I just thought they were standing back to back. So I didn't know that. So the fact that then there was a second one, I was shocked when we had that shot of the other synth bringing her in and she was getting like rebooted.
I thought it was a flashback.
I thought it was a flashback. I thought, oh, this is Thea from a previous mission or something like that.
Maybe we're going to be given some information to be wary that maybe Deck is in the company of unwelcoming allies.
Yeah.
But no, Tessa is also played by Elle Fanning, and that is consistent to synth creating.
Yeah, because we had Michael Fassbender do it with both David and Walter.
It's cheaper. Sure, didn't the other red shirts, or white shirts in this case, the army of synths, didn't they all have same faces? Now
that I think about it, yeah.
One, because when Deck was tied up and Thea is trying to help him escape, the guy comes in and tells him, look at this children's toy and look in here, and then his head blows up, right? When at the end of the movie, Thea's trying to get her eye scan to release the thing, to open up, to free the Kalisk. The synth that comes around the corner has the same face.
That would make sense. I didn't notice it, but you're probably right, because why would Weyland-Yutani bother having different personalities or anything like that? It's like we send a boy synth and a girl synth, and we have multiple different copies of
I'd say it's multiple different copies.
Yeah. There's no point in having the variety, because the variety is there, I suppose, for the humans.
Yeah.
For the comfort of the humans.
Yeah.
But there's no humans on this expedition.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what they look like.
But back to my learning experience with the casting of Elle Fanning. She was the sole actor cast in this movie, just like how Amber Mythhunter was casted for Prey. It's like, okay, cool. So I knew this movie, this Predator Badlands, was going to be set in the future. Okay, I wonder what that's going to look like. And then Elle Fanning was casted, and then they said that the protagonist is going to be the Predator. I'm thinking, how are you going to pull that off?
Yeah.
And I've already had my explosional rant of how barrier breaking that was. Breaking new ground. And then I read Elle Fanning's playing multiple characters. So I thought she's playing a robot. She's playing artificial intelligence.
See, I didn't see any of that. It was from the initial trailer that I saw her eye, and I had the Weyland-Yutani logo in it. I was like, holy shit, it's a synth.
You wouldn't know it was Weyland-Yutani if it weren't for like Twitter or Instagram or...
Oh yeah, I didn't notice it on the first pass through. I saw it on Twitter and then went back and watched it, and I was like, holy shit. They're because this is the first time, I think, since Alien vs. Predator that we've had a connection between the two franchises.
Rather than putting in the obvious
skull of a xenomorph or something like that.
It's the secondary one. It's the only other option from the Alien franchise to cross over with a Predator film.
Yeah.
That's not just a human to just say, "Hi, my name's Dylan, and I'm from the Alien
I'm
franchise."
from Alien. Yeah. I'm from the Ramus. Romulus and the Ramus. Or you could have had like an engineer or a space jockey or something like that.
That's getting to the point where it's just not fun.
Yeah, exactly. The obvious choices are xenomorph or synth, and those are easily recognizable.
And we did not think a synth was an option.
No,
we always thought it was
because we never had it before.
No,
we've never had it,
and now it's so normal that it's the more popular option for now.
Yeah,
and yeah, like I said, jumping around back to me learning the role of Elle Fanning in this movie. Mm. Okay, I know she's playing multiple characters, so I thought she was going to play the human version of the character, and the Thea was the robot, and Thea was
that was based off her or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. Mm-hmm. But then I thought, well, then the next thing I saw in relation to this movie was the fact that she did not have any legs, and that is a fault of the very many posters of this film.
Yeah,
I saw that her entire bottom half is gone. She's no legs, and she's always strapped to Deck's back. Mm-hmm. And I thought, that's interesting. Why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. Why'd you bother with that? Why are you creating more work for you? And it's creative enough to put them both in a position where they need each other. Mm-hmm. Him, because he doesn't know where the catalyst is. And her, she doesn't have legs. Like, it's quite obvious.
Yeah.
But she knows where to go. Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool. It was a cool forming of a partnership that starts with him pulling her up to him actually grabbing her hand to pull her up, and by the end she pulls him up by the hand, but
I think having her on his back nearly helps him to just see her as a tool. If she had been walking along beside him, he would have far more easily thought of her as a person, and so would have refused to work with her. But the fact that he carries her the same way that he carries his sword, or the same way that he carries his wrist device,
but
that's easy for him to just treat her as...
I also like the acknowledgement that it'll be easier to walk now once you have your legs.
Yeah.
Easier for me,
yeah. He's constantly doing that. He even says, like, something about it being a great honour for you.
Yeah, like, if I get to kill the ultimate predator on this planet,
I'll let you see you'll be the first one that can see its skull.
And it's an honour. It's an honour for you. Mm-hmm. And the insult that Tessa said to him, it will be an honour for you to be property of Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah.
And he felt insulted just like we all did. No, he's not. Mm-hmm. Another thing I need to, like, get off my chest to describe what this movie feels like. All right, you're making a Predator movie. Protagonist is a Predator. Companion, secondary character, is a synth with no legs. Mm-hmm. All right, this feels like a comic strip.
Yeah,
this feels like a story that you would read in a comic book.
Yeah,
because you're dropping a character from a known species with another character from a known species from popular IP.
Yeah.
And it's about a story of something traditional that you'd expect from the Predator and something traditional of Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah.
Since
this is a special 6-issue run of the Predator.
Yes.
Yeah. Distributed by Marvel Comics.
Yeah. Yeah, Marvel Comics or 20th Century Fox or whatever. That's what it feels like. And close comparisons I could tell you that this felt like is we get a special movie released from Paramount, thrown on Paramount Plus even, where it's about Transformer in the middle of the Battle of Cybertron, dropped maybe somewhere in an isolated location, and he's stranded with a soldier who just so happens to be from G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Another option is any random given Star Wars project, except you drop a Wookiee in an isolated location and he's stranded with a wannabe Jedi. He has a lightsaber but he doesn't have the Force.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's struggling to use the Force and he's in search of kyber crystals. It feels like an Elseworld story that is not tied to the
the main events of
the. So like, while this story of a Wookiee and a wannabe Jedi having their little spat, I'm on my way, like Shrek and Donkey and Deck and Thea. The battle at the Death Star is happening.
Yeah,
it's
exactly like you said earlier. Like, this could be this story itself could be anything of an episode of Black Mirror or an episode of Star Wars Visions or Love, Death and Robots. Like, it's its own completely separate thing that doesn't have to fit anywhere particular on the timeline and doesn't have to affect the main events of the overarching story of anything.
Still exists,
but it's still here, and you can still enjoy it just as much as the main event.
Yeah. Another thing, I think this is something that's actually true. It's a comic book strip, or maybe it's a book itself, or a novel, where Darth Vader and Palpatine get stranded on a planet, and it's literally the two of them trying to figure out how to escape, and the two of them back and forth chat about their running of the Empire, and they face off multiple foes and forces and predators on their little planet. And like, that is not something we would get in a major motion picture.
No.
In cinema.
Couldn't. No.
But we got equivalent of that for our Predator movie in this.
Yeah.
This is just so fucking cool to be alive today.
Yeah.
But it is.
It is, yeah. No, like I said at the start, like the fact that I don't enjoy the majority of Predator films. But that now that we have this, it's like, okay, this is a great Predator film, to enjoy. And even the fact that even if you don't like any of the other Predator movies, it's like just a good fun adventure action film, like with some great action, some great effects, great world building. Like, I think that it doesn't misstep in any direction. Like, I don't think that it does anything poorly.
And you know, people who love the original Predator films might hate this because
do you think because this Predator isn't the Predator from that first movie, like, isn't of the same stature to it, like in terms of reputation or capability? Because
it's the good guy. Because of all the alien monsters. You know, they might look at the Predator movie and not look at it as an alien. It's just like a soldier monster.
Yeah.
But here we're in an alien planet full of other alien monsters, and that's just probably too much sci-fi for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at the point where Deck actually learns that Thea called her troops and that they're on their way to capture the Kalisk. Deck wants to hunt and kill it. It's just funny that throughout the movie, every time they came across a predator, he'd shout to her, "Kalisk?"
Yeah, like, he doesn't know it himself.
Yeah, but like that's all he's thinking. He'll look at a boulder that's coming down from a mountain that could splat at them, and he can say, "Kalisk?" You know,
like, he fully relies on her as that tool. Like, because he doesn't have his own database to look up these things.
But when he feels so betrayed, you know, his big thick ego head, he says, "You don't use me, I use you. I use you.
You're the tool, I'm not."
He feels so betrayed by that. Like, he used her as a tool, and he feels insulted that she used him.
But because he didn't see her in the way that she would have the ability to use him as a tool. Like, I'm smarter than her. She is a robot. She is a tool. She is there to be used. I'm not. I'm a higher being than her. I am the predator. And then as soon as he's put in that position, he's like a child. Like, hold on, no. I use you. You don't use me.
He was nearly going to have a cry about it. You know, he pouts and he sulks. And Thea doesn't view that at all. It's like, she's very apologetic. She doesn't want Deck to get hurt.
No.
Because she's the type of person who loves all life. It was a good fight as well with the Kalisk when it revealed itself. And I thought, oh, this is just like a misdirect. This is just another monster that saw the explosion. And the Kalisk is actually going to be something else altogether.
I thought kind of the same. Yeah. And I was like, this is the big bad? Okay, there's got to be something more to it. And then
what's more to it is that it can literally
fully regenerate. Yeah.
Fucking cut the head off the Kalisk and it's still regenerated.
Yeah. No, it was cool. It was cool to have that, and I should have known it when he did it with the tail, because the tail completely regrew. And I don't know why, but for some reason I thought, well, when he cut the head off, I was like, oh, that seemed quite simple actually. That wasn't too bad.
Quick facts.
It was only when in the background and I saw the body laying there. And it was in the background, and I was like, no, it's going to regenerate the head. The head is going to go. I didn't expect it to pick up the head and do. I thought it would grow an entirely new head.
Yeah, but it reattaches.
Yeah.
There's this one moment there. It's just a quick moment where after Deck was thrown into the base,
to knock the legs. Yeah.
Re-splitting Thea again, and she sees that Dex having some trouble fighting off the Kalisk, and she crawls out there and she grabs like the machine gun, and she's like, you know, when you just have no legs and you're positioning up at an acute angle with a heavy gun and you're shooting it, all the rounds at it, there's something about that shot. The top half of Elle Fanning shooting the Kalisk with a machine gun, and the camera, which is the POV of the Kalisk, coming down towards Elle Fanning and about to crush her. There's just something cool about that shot. I just like one arm in a machine gun and unloading it, riddling the target full of bullets, and you're either going to run out of ammo or your arm's going to cave in because
of the weight of it.
Of the weight of it, and you're stretching out too much because you're using your other arm for support.
There's something I like about the Predator using a gun, because he does pick it up.
He does.
She's like, oh, you know, reaching for him to pick her up.
Yeah, but
he reaches the gun.
The gun instead, because
he hasn't forgiven her for
he's
using
mad
him.
at her.
But there's something about the Predator using a gun that just feels so like foreign, that it's like
the gun feels small.
The gun feels small, and the gun feels archaic for this futuristic Predator.
Yeah,
you know, because it has like the shoulder cannon normally.
Yeah,
that it picking up a gun just feels not normal. It's like seeing a Viking with a gun. That's exactly
It's true. It's just how I view it. It just feels like the gun just feels your hand is too big to hold the handle of the gun and to squeeze the trigger. But I do love how she thought that he was going to pick her up and grab her, like he was going to save her. And I feel the hurt that maybe she would have gone through, but I feel like she just would have forgiven him for that. Because she doesn't
hold it against him.
No, not at all. She doesn't hold anything against anyone until towards the end, of course. But the villain of the movie is Tessa. And by the way, I thought I was so sure this was going to be the case, right? See how high and mighty Thea talked about Tessa as like she's my companion. She's like my equivalent, my twin. She's my sister. She talked about her as if she's our holy grail and she can't live without her, and getting back to her will make her life complete again. And
like they were two halves of a whole or something like that. Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, because Tessa was saying, where's Thea? And okay, where are we going to go with this? And I thought what was going to be revealed to us is that Tessa needed to extract something from Thea for the sake of the mission. And while Thea looks up to Tessa with such high regard, Tessa would just disregard and toss Thea.
That she would actually treat her like a tool.
Like a tool herself. And that is just the abusive domestic relationship they're in.
Could have seen that, alright,
I thought that was the case it was going to be, you know. Not the case.
Well, she does that a little bit, like she does get her decommissioned.
Yes, after the fact when Thea expressed sensitivity to Deck, because Tessa is more robotic, more soulless, more
she's
cold.
there to fulfill the orders that she's been set out,
and her motivation is to not get decommissioned herself.
Yeah, she even has that little moment a little bit later on when she's talking to Mother again, where she lies to Mother. She's
afraid.
She's afraid of what's going to happen, and Mother, like, she says that the Deck is dead, and Mother is like, okay, good, that means he's no longer a threat. And there is this like moment where Tessa does kind of like breathe a little sigh of relief, because she doesn't know if the answer is we have it captured or it's dead or it got away. Like, does Mother want it or not? You know, she's not sure what the correct answer is, and she's lucky that the answer she gave, even though it was a lie, was the correct answer.
I also like the little key feature design on Tessa with her eye.
Yeah, the easy way to differentiate them. Well, other than the not having legs.
Well, the legs is one thing, but I also like the fact that with Thea not having any legs, it just further puts her in a disadvantaged position. A position of where she's unable to be independent, to stand up for herself.
Let me ask you a question just about this podcast. Are you finding it difficult to differentiate Thea and Tessa, getting the names right for who you're talking about? I keep mixing them up in my head.
To me, Thea sounds like a more pure name. Tessa sounds more like cold or minister, and that's only because...
And that's how you're differentiating. I just keep... every time I go to say one of their names, I have to think about it for a second. I have to remember which is which.
To me, Thea sounds more pure.
Okay. That's a good way of looking at it. Tia. Yeah. Okay.
But Tessa has a real significantly lacking eyebrows,
Yeah.
I thought. Mm-hmm. It made her
Her
more
hair was a different
shade.
It was like a whiter,
white or blonde. Yeah. And even like Tia, legs aside, she's full of dirt. She's got purple blood on her shirt and on her hair, which was a cool like
a dyed bit of her hair or something like that.
It's like I kind of hope she keeps that for a bit. And plus, you think you wear black, you're the villain, but no. Tia was wearing the black suit, and Tessa was wearing the white.
Yeah. You know what's something I really like about the Alien and Predator franchise?
What's that?
Is
everything?
The colour of blood. I just really like the neon green from the Predator, the white milky blood from the synths, and then some of the aliens and stuff like that, like he was cutting them open, and the rhinoceros thing that attacked him had purple blood, and then the thing in the tree came down and had orange blood. I just love it. I like anything that isn't red. Is like you can get away with that. I think we didn't show blood because it's a different color.
That's how they get away with the PG-13 rating.
Yeah,
that's how kids can come into a Predator movie.
Yeah, like the two kids that sat in front of us. That I was like, these two kids are way too young to be here, kid. That
all these decapitations.
Yeah.
Deck has a change of heart when he realizes that Bud is the child of the Catlisk.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see that coming.
No, neither did I. The designs are just so different. Like, Bud looks like a little monkey. A little, like lemur monkey kind of thing.
Walking on 2 feet sometimes.
Yeah. So it
rolling,
doesn't look...
He rolls.
He specifically has rolls and hardened skin so that he can roll through the razor grass.
Yeah.
So it seemed as though he was something
like an armadillo.
Yeah, it seemed like something that he had evolved to specifically live in this part of this world with the razor grass. But no, the fact that the Calyx, that it was the son of the Calyx, didn't even occur to me. Even when...
Daughter.
Even
a girl.
Even when the Calyx, after their fight, when it sniffed Deck...
Yeah.
And I knew, okay, it's smelling because... Bud spat on it. I thought, these two are part of their own little clan, that they have their own little thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think for a second that they were related, that they were mother and daughter, but I guess so. Yeah, sure.
Pal, gotta say, top half torso or not, Elle Fanning's got the sexiest legs of 2025.
I like
like Deck goes back. He sees the legs is still jittering from when it was separated again. And he sends the legs out walking as if this is one of my tools I'm using to rescue Thea.
Absolutely. I mean, he used the top half of her to find the Calyx.
Yeah.
And now he's using the bottom half to find the top half.
Yeah.
Like he didn't speak to the legs and say, okay, this is what you're going to do. He didn't know where the base was, where the Weyland-Yutani base was. He was following it.
Yeah, but it's such a cool imagery just to see the two legs and the skin tight fucking outfit as well. I mean, come on. But then not just that, right? What has Deck gone through throughout this entire movie?
Yeah.
He goes back to every motherfucker he encountered with, and he uses something from that experience to aid his rescue mission.
I loved that. The
foreshadowing at its finest.
Yeah, and you know what? Foreshadowing at its finest, because I wasn't expecting him to do that. I wasn't expecting to go back. But the way that the Predator is in Prey, that it feels like a devolved Predator. He doesn't have the full weapons of everything. It's like it's like a Predator nearly goes down to the level that it's Prey, like it gives it a fair chance.
Something key significant in Prey, the Predator there, when it was squaring off the wolf, what did the Predator do?
I think it
crouched on all fours.
Yeah, so it gives it a fair chance when it can. So the Predator Deck in this movie, because it's not going to be a fair fight, because he doesn't have the equipment that the synths have.
No.
And he can't get all his equipment back, but he uses what he can do to like level himself up, to upgrade. And what is it? All of these things, and even down to the little worms that he gave the treats to. The fact that it sat on his shoulder like the gun, like the
shoulder gun.
It was great.
Spitting acid.
It's like, how do we do the Predator that everyone knows, but different?
He uses the slugs to
he uses the slugs. He uses the
what did he use
plant?
What did he use the plant again for?
He used the plant in when they all came, and
wasn't that the slugs? Oh,
that was one part of it.
Okay.
I think the cannon shot the
the slugs or the plants.
The plants, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And it immobilized all of them, and then it shot the slugs and they exploded.
He used the armor of the bison rhino to shield himself.
Yeah, that was great. Love that.
That was great. He even forms his own mask.
I love the design of that. It's like low tech, but still.
Yeah, and it's his to call his own. Mm-hmm. But you know what he's done there, right? In this sequence to arm himself and ready himself, he did what his brother said when he was having a fight with him at the start, like to test his strength. Use your environment. Use this planet's resources to aid you.
Yeah.
He does exactly that. Mm-hmm. And it's just great to see the Predator in this movie do what we seen Arnold Schwarzenegger do in the original Predator movie.
Yeah.
Like, he does everything but cover himself up with mud.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
It is. It's just ingenuity at its finest.
Yeah.
And the Predator being the Predator. Like, he may not be the Predator that we've seen in previous movies, but by the end of it, you feel as though, he's earned it.
Pal,
he's earned this.
I don't know if this was a question before, but if I ask you, what is your favourite Yacha Predator? Which one?
It's gotta be him now.
It fucking course it's gotta be him.
Well, it's all also because we spend the most time with this one, compared to any of the other ones.
But sure, before that, if you were to ask me what was my favourite, I guess I could have said the Native American one.
That's the one I would have said too, yeah.
Because it was so distinctively different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then the final battle, no blood, all saints, go nuts, kill them all. Even Bud gets in on it. Even the little vines get in on taking out some of the synths.
Yeah.
I even like the legs are still going to find Thea as if it's its own separate
side mission. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's as if there's Tia, of course, who is Tia. But then the legs are a separate thing of it. It's like in a movie when someone loses their hand, but their hand is its own being. It's its own entity, and you're calling for your hand. Get over here, you fool. It's like, does that hand have feelings? Does that hand have its own conscious?
Yeah.
Like, is it sentient? Does it become...
Yeah,
does it become not sentient when it reattaches you?
Yeah.
Because we've seen that in other movies before, where someone has their body parts all over the place, and like a fucking Mr. Potato Head, and Mr. Potato Head is the eyes and the mouth, and when he puts them on the head, all the arms and legs are coming to him, but are they their own sentient beings?
Or is he controlling all of them? Yeah.
But then why are you talking to them as if they are their own sentient beings?
Yeah.
And the way Thea and her legs, when separated, takes out some of the sense, as if they're two separate people entirely.
She gives him a high five.
Yeah, high five, yeah. Good job. And she kicks a high five to just cool. I fucking love this movie. It's 5 stars.
Wow, really?
No, man, 5 stars.
Wow.
Fuck that. I had so much fun watching this movie.
Good, that's the important part. As long as you have fun.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
Come here. We're at the stage now where we get this has to have been an homage with Aliens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as it came in, I was like, oh yeah, okay, the robot from Aliens, but we're getting on a massive scale.
Yeah, and it was rather than a hero using it, it was Tessa. Bitch has Deck's shoulder gun as well. Yeah. Deck couldn't have taken that on by himself, but at least he gave it his all. But he has the entire movie, he's never given up. Like he says to Thea earlier on, you give up too easily. Like, he's not gonna, just because it's a big challenge doesn't mean that he's gonna step away from it. He hasn't stepped away from any challenge. Hey, look. And then we get like some sort of a monster fight with the catalyst being released, and that was all fun and games. But I thought, really, was that it? When the catalyst just ate her? I thought, no way, that's it.
I did think that was it. I thought it was going to be over, and so when Tessa came back, when the Kalisk died, and exploded from the inside out and completely froze, I kind of thought to myself, if Deck takes the Kalisk, takes its head back, I was like, that's cheating. I was like, you didn't kill that. And I was afraid, because the way it exploded, I did notice that its head came off separately. Yeah. So I was thinking, if he takes that back, that doesn't count. No,
it's going to defeat the growth and journey of the character.
Yeah.
Because literally just before that, it would make absolutely no sense, because he He just butted heads with the Catholics
Yeah.
as a like, I honor
As
you
an equal,
and,
yeah.
yeah, and I respect you. I've returned your child to you.
Well, they were part of their own clan. They were.
They were a fucking clan
Yeah.
now. Exactly. He got to spit, and he spat at Bud back.
Spat back, yeah.
Which is great. Bud was cute. Bud was cute. Trying to sell some merchandise, which not there. Why not? If you can squeeze a toy or two in there. But I didn't expect the Catless to die. I thought this was going to end like Up, where Kevin and it gets reunited with their kids and goes back into the home den. But no, that's a bit of a somber ending there. And then when Tessa stands up again and is just like cold and like frozen, like, and all the hair is gone, and that's when Thea says, "We're not sisters." It's that's her first independence, standing up against Tessa, you know, her big mean bully of a sister.
It's her choosing her clan,
choosing her family.
Yeah,
you choose your family, not the one you're born with. That type of fucking spiel. I think, I don't know.
You know, did you ever hear that phrase? Blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the full phrase?
No.
It's one of those phrases that's completely misconstrued and people have put the wrong meaning on it. The actual quote is, "The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb." So the bonds that you make in your life, the blood of the covenant, our friendship, is stronger than the blood of the womb or the water of the womb, because that's something you had no choice over.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of do understand that. Blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
I got it. I never stopped myself one day. I wonder what this means. I'll wait until we record Predator Badlands and David will tell me.
But that's the case here now. The blood of the covenant, the blood between her and Deck and Bud, is now strong. It's a stronger bond than that she has with Thea.
Yeah.
Because they were both made in the same factory. Like, she had no control over that. Whereas these people she has chosen to work with and fight with.
It's great to see an alien, a robot, and a little ape-like monkey creature that's going to turn into a giant...
One of the most deadly creatures apparently in the whole universe.
Yeah, fucking Bob. Bob from Thunderbolts.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You know, with this whole movie, I didn't know how it was going to bring full circle the relationship, the plot with his father, because we had to revisit him, right?
Yeah.
You introduce a Predator with white dreadlocks.
Yeah, it was a cool design again, yeah.
You can't throw that away. You have to go back to it, even just a little. And so, you know, when he returns, I thought, okay, is he going to say, "I've come for my trophy, it's you"?
Yeah, I thought that he was
going to kill his father,
Yeah.
because his father, but then he was probably not a worthy prey or predator, you know, and so he threw Tessa's head, and I thought, yeah, he killed her, but
yeah, I mean, she killed the Calyx,
Yeah.
and then he killed her, so technically, yeah.
you could view that as such, but it was just a stepping stone to get his cloak, because he earned it, and he
proved himself to his father, you
he's
know.
being good to himself, you know. You know, to us, being good to ourselves is like eating an ice cream twice on a weekend.
Yeah.
Him, it's getting his camouflage cloak.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, his father used in a very sly, unfair, cheating way, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Fucking cunt.
Yeah, he seems like that kind of a guy.
Yeah, like he relied on it to the point where, like, he used it when he knew the predators he was fighting didn't have it on them. Like he fought.
It's an unfair advantage.
He fought and killed his own son, who he viewed as the better, when he didn't have his own cloak.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
His brother had the cloak?
Yeah, sure, he used it at the very beginning.
But he didn't have it on him when he was fighting the father.
He did. It's like part of the thing. He just didn't use it against the father.
Oh, right.
Sure, he snuck up on Deck at the very beginning.
Yeah, but sure, off screen, a scene later, he could have taken it off.
He could have taken it off. They probably don't take those off. Why would you take that off? What reason would you have to take off that? I think he just didn't use it against his dad.
Shower, maybe? I don't know.
The shower.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you want a TV show on the Yacha world, you can show how do these things shower.
Give us the full
and do they
community.
eat? Do they eat with their outer fangs or with their inside teeth?
The one thing we didn't get an answer to.
Yeah, but the question Dan Trachtenberg knew we were asking.
Yeah.
So what did they make about him killing out fucking some Yachu soldiers and then taking out his father?
Yeah, I thought that it was it felt inevitable that
Yeah.
that was what was going to happen.
And it was great to see Bud step out of the ship. He came on. It was great. He didn't leave Thea behind. They didn't go their separate ways. They're still together, which is nice. But Bud grew the fuck up.
Yeah, it's curious to know how long has it been between those two scenes.
Because I noticed the obvious case that some time has passed because Bud is much, much bigger. I noticed that Deck took out those Yacht soldiers more easily and more capable than he was maybe at the start of the film.
Yeah.
So he's been training.
Yeah, you're probably right. So there has to be, yeah. Like I mean,
I am right.
Unless Bud grew up in the 2-day trip that it took to get from one planet to the other.
No, it's been a few months now, definitely. But like, you could do a fucking
another spin-off.
You could do it like an animated special and put it on Disney Plus to show what happened in between the time after Badlands and the final scene of Badlands.
Yeah.
But he gets his cloak and Tia says, Deck of the Yatta. And he just...
It's something that he has been called multiple times and refused the title because I haven't earned it yet. And this is the first time now at the end of the movie where he embraces it.
Yeah, he stands up tall, he exhales, and just, fucking, like I said, these species are vicious and aggressive, even if they're just standing still and breathing.
Yeah.
But it's just how they are, you know? Am I wrong in saying that they do have somewhat of a Russian dialect, a Russian sounding accent?
I wouldn't have picked up on that, but
that's just how I took it.
Yeah.
Like, it's strange. All this time we barely heard the dialect language of the Yacha, and now all of a sudden we have a movie full of it.
Yeah.
Like, Deck does not speak English, not a word of it.
He does.
When?
Wolf.
Oh, come on.
You said he does not speak a word of it.
He doesn't speak more than one word of English.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay.
When was the last time we had a major motion blockbuster film in cinemas where the protagonist is not only a human, he doesn't speak really English?
I don't know. I couldn't name off the top of my head.
It's fucking barrier breaking, dude. It's great. And how about that final shot? How about that final line? She asks him, friends of yours, because there's this big ship coming and there's all the other remaining Yacha soldiers are there gearing up for a bit of a battle. And I thought, what's he gonna say? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, or hasta la vista, baby? Because, you know, we didn't get that iconic Predator line, you are one ugly motherfucker. We didn't get that in here. It's my mother. Where do we go from here?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I also, even though I want to see more, I don't know if I didn't see more, I wouldn't be disappointed. You know, that kind of way?
When I finished Prey and I saw there was like a bit of a tease in the like credits through the cave drawings to showcase that more Yacha come to this earth because Naru killed one of theirs. And so they saw, oh, this planet does have some formidable prey, formidable foes to fight. And I wasn't hungry for a direct sequel to see Naru again. And I knew that we weren't going to get that here. I thought maybe is Amber Midhunter going to play an ancestor, or sorry, not a future descendant of hers. Not the case. But we got Predator Killer of Killers, and we got the post-credit scene where she's being collected, captured, abducted by aliens, and frozen in a vault full of coffins, where they
keep
they keep the victors who kill one of their own.
Yeah.
As it's an honor for you to kill one of us, you're coming with us.
Yeah.
And you use them in like arenas, like they have established in Killer of Killers. 3 separate time periods separating the Viking and the ninja and the pilot. Decades, maybe centuries.
It was centuries, yeah, absolutely.
Centuries apart from one another. That these people should not exist in the same room at the same time. And we see that Naru from the 1800s is there. And then we got an additional bonus scene where we see an animated Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And so, because they are victors of killing their respective Yachu predators, that's a tease of something that could come. And Dan Trachtenberg has teased something of, I am speaking with Arnold Schwarzenegger about the possibility of return. And if we do get Predator Endgame, where we see the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny Glover.
Boyd Holbrook, Adrian Brody.
I'll take Adrian Brody for an action sequence in the middle, and you can remove him because that motherfucker's got 2 Oscars now, and that is 2 Oscars too many for a movie like this. And you can, but the core focus of that movie could be Dek and Tia and Naru. So bring back the protagonists that were created by Dan Trachtenberg, and I don't know, cast live action counterparts for the characters from Killer of Killers, because that also ended with it was open ended anyway, because the ninja and the pilot escaped in a yacht ship, and the Viking is still contained in one of the tombs. Or are they? Is he going to do another animated Predator film, and he's going to bring all this fan-pleasing, shiny keys jingling to
one big culmination, the end game of the Predator franchise? All right,
yeah, but it's not good. It's okay to maybe have it come across as maybe cringe or cheap or CW.
Yeah,
that's how I view CW these days.
Yeah.
Where let's just throw all the big fancy notable names and stars into one project, but if you do an animated form like Killer of Killers, maybe it will be more acceptable and digestible and more fun. But you do it in a live action sense that you're going to put in cinemas. Tread carefully, really, really carefully.
Yeah,
because I will accept that, or I will accept another separate standalone Predator film from Dan Trachtenberg, and then once he's done that, give him anything he wants.
Yeah, I don't.
He's the real star of these series of films.
At this point now, he's 3 for 3.
Yeah,
like you can't beat a good track record. You know.
You know, he did a short film called Portal, which is based on the video game. Did you play Portal by any chance?
Yeah, and I've seen that. I saw that when it first came out, like years ago. That was actually going to be my recommendation.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a really good short.
I really would like to see him direct a live action adaptation of Portal.
The fact that he said as well that he's a big video gamer,
and cast Amber Mythhunter as the protagonist,
as Shell. Yeah, like the fact that he's a big video game guy.
Yeah.
I would be more than happy for him to take on whatever he wants, like whatever franchise he wants to go for.
Yeah,
let him have it.
Don't know about you, man, but I had fun talking about this.
Me too, and I'm excited to see where this lands on your top 10 list at the end of the year, because obviously you've enjoyed it a lot. I also enjoyed it, not as much as you did, but yeah, it's funny how some movies, like, you enjoy it, you love it, you give it 5 stars, but you can recognize, like, oh well, I've seen movies that are better than this, like there are. I
have seen movies that are better than this objectively.
It's all objective versus subjective,
or universally. You know. I don't expect this to be winning any Oscars.
Oh no, not at all. But you can still enjoy it and know it's one of your best cinema experiences this year.
I had more fun with this. What can I say?
That's it. Yeah,
that's it. It's fun. If you let me pick one of the top 3 Predator films, Prey and Predator Badlands are 2 of those 3.
If you ask me to pick 3 of the top best Predator films, I would say Prey, Predator Badlands, and Killer of Killers.
What do you make of the title Badlands?
Yeah, I mean, like, when it comes to titles these days, like, it doesn't, I don't put much stock into it, because a lot of things are just franchise name, word. You know, like, realistically, like, you look at Alien Romulus, Alien Covenant, Alien Resurrection, like it's just words.
What about specifically Badlands? Badlands feels like a human made up word.
Well, all words are made up.
If only this was a visual podcast.
You would see the disdain that you just the look that you just gave me.
The absolute spite. Badlands just it feels like a human construct.
Yeah,
that's set in a foreign.
Yeah, it's like someone coming into a western. It's like, don't go out there. They're the Badlands. You know, that kind of
that's exactly
way.
It. But I like it. I like the title Badlands. Yeah. I just like it a lot. I don't know why. I think it's a cool title. Yeah, Badlands is a cool one.
Yeah,
it fits nicely.
Have you got a recommendation before we let these people go?
I'm going to recommend. I'm going to recommend David recommend something while I look for something. I feel like that's a thing with me these days, because I can say, yeah, go watch this, but like,
is it something you'd actually recommend?
No.
No, yeah.
It's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It could be anything. What would I recommend? I'd recommend Predator Badlands.
Yeah. I recommend Portal No Escape, which is the short film directed by Dan Trachtenberg back in 2011, based on the video game Portal, which, for anyone that is listening to this that hasn't or doesn't know what Portal is, it's exactly like it says in the tin. Someone has a gun that shoots a portal in one direction and they shoot another portal somewhere else, and you can move between the portals. It's a 7-minute short. It's very good.
It's teleportation with work. Teleportation with effort.
Yeah.
You have to choose your targets to teleport.
Mm-hmm. And it's a good short film, and it's also a good game. So my recommendations are Portal No Escape, and then also Portal 1 and Portal 2.
What are the chances that I brought up Portal in this podcast recording when you were going to use it and name it as a recommendation?
Well, both directed by Dan Trachtenberg.
Well, what does it say about me and you bringing it up together? The fact that me and you both thought of mentioning.
Well, when you're good, you're good. Like, I mean, you know,
when you're good,
when you're good.
Man.
Dan Trachtenberg, hate to break it to you, buddy, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If you're not gonna watch this, go rewatch all the Stranger Things in anticipation of season 5. I don't know.
That's your recommendation, Stranger Things seasons 1 to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or this. Take your pick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm glad that we got to do Alien and Predator back to back. And I'm really glad that I feel very good about both the Alien and Predator sides of this franchise. Like, I feel good about both of them.
Do you think the next Predator film should feature a crossover with a xenomorph?
Yeah. I think so. I think that we had speculated that there would be maybe a xenomorph in this movie. I thought maybe at the most, because Dan Trachtenberg had said we weren't going to get a xenomorph, that we might have seen an egg or something like that. Not a facehugger or anything like that. Maybe he might have come across an egg, you know, with Elle Fanning on his back, and she said, "Oh, don't go near those."
Yeah,
like she would have warned him against that or something like that. I thought maybe we might get that kind of an Easter egg.
Yeah,
but no, we didn't. So I'm happy to see if the alien and the Predator want to fight each other again. I'm there for it. If Dan Trachtenberg is involved, I'm there for it.
He has to be involved.
Yeah, I think he feels like he's a good fit to this Predator franchise. He understands it and he does well with it. Yeah. So I'm happy. But like that, if he wants to branch out to something else, also very happy to watch him do that.
Yeah.
But we're wrapping it up, Brian. We're wrapping it up.
Are we wrapping it up? Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me, Brian, and thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe to us on your favourite podcasting app of choice. You can follow us in all of our social medias. They're down in the links below. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out the other podcasts in our network. You can find those, again, in the links down below, or you can find them at anotherhappystudios.com. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
What are we doing next week?
Next week, I think we're doing The Running Man. I could be wrong, but I think we're doing The Running Man, which I got to see. No, we're not. We're doing Frankenstein. I can't wait to do Frankenstein next. Yeah, we're seeing Running Man after that. But I got to see Running Man as part of a secret screening. I got to see it a week early. So I've already seen it. And
so you're not recommending that?
No, I'm recommending Portal. I'm recommending Portal for the thing. The same way that you said, you know what, I'm going to do the trailer of the week to be a Predator movie for a Predator movie.
You know, David, these days with all the video game adaptations we're doing, I think we're bound to get something off a Portal film.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Thanks, Brian.
Brendan Fraser's coming back to the Mummy franchise.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just. Do you want to just keep going? You want to keep going?
Nah.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, David.